Okay, namaste, everybody. Good to see everyone. Um, I got some new glasses here, so it's really kind of strange. All right, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about some of that stuff. All right, the gang is all here, I believe. I think there's one other person that's coming, so we'll do that. Hello, hello, hello. Want to greet everybody. It's been a pretty hectic period, but I guess everybody's kind of feeling that same energy. I have something very interesting to share with you. And there's so many different things actually. So I have to get one topic at a time. So I'm going to talk about this one topic. We have a gentleman here. Come on in. Welcome. I'm fine, thank you. Please come forward and have a seat. You could do that later. Yeah. Okay, just come on in. Oh, okay. All righty. We have a new person here. I believe I haven't seen you before. Are you here for the first time? Yes. Okay, your name is? Brian. Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you. Have a seat in the circle. Yes. And so we have a new person here. His name is Brian. I'm online right now talking, so you can have a seat anywhere. Right. And also just okay, and then also the other thing I want to mention is that is anybody new that is on that's on Zoom that hasn't been here before. If you could just go into the chat and just say, yes, I'm my first time here. So we can welcome you. I say a lot of course, familiar names. Just want to make sure not missing anybody who is here for the very first time. If you are, please let me know. We just do a little quick intro. So, for the sake of Brian, who is here for the first time, thank you for bringing your light. Again, the anchoring light has been going on for over 17 years, every Monday without fail. And I always tell people, like, if you're concerned about hurricanes in Southwest Florida, if it's a Monday night in the area of Sarasota, it's not happening. I've seen all kind of amazing things. So every Monday without fail, including when I do travel, and even before we had Zoom, we had managed a way where a few times we do play a anchoring light from the past in those situations, which the same energy comes in, and so it's quite remarkable. There are a lot of people who say, "Hey, I can't tell the difference between being in person or being on Zoom." The energetics are definitely out there. So welcome, welcome everybody. And just see here. Okay, so I want to mention an experience I had, and I'm going to do this on a chat because I think it's worth, and I usually do the chat. Let me just do that real quick, and I'm going to go on, not the chat, I mean on Facebook Live. And this will be a short one because we're going to get started with this meditation here shortly. So just a moment. This is our preview and chat. And I want to mention to everybody, I just did another blog. I am blogging. I'm getting information to blog about. Um, and it would be worth checking it out. If you haven't checked it, you'll find it on the Cosmic Center Spiritual Life Facebook page. Don't forget, we have a YouTube channel that is unbelievable. All this stuff is, done, and people have been so enlightened by it. They have actually moved to Sarasota. There's amazing stories about it. But just to remind everybody that it is available, 100% free. Just go in, get the information, the guidance that you need. And I do the blogs where I'm now speaking on that. It's called Inspired Insights, and just day-to-day information that helps us live our life with more ease and grace, even in the midst of chaos. So I'm going to put preview and chat. Okay. Preview and chat. And I'm not sure what to call this. Well, that's not going. Hold on a second. Preview and chat. This on the page. And it's going to be the anchoring light. and end chat. I'm not going to put a topic. I'm just going to go live. All right. Okay. Namaste officially, family of light, Facebook Live, our beautiful Zoom light workers and the beautiful light workers who are physically present here at the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light, which is located in Sarasota, Florida, in the United States. A welcome to our light workers who will hear this message at some point wherever you are around the world. We do know there are those of you that do look out for this, and we want to acknowledge you. And whenever you get this, today, tomorrow, whatever time zone you're in, we greet you and salute you. Um, I want to talk about a topic very briefly that as we unfold in our consciousness and become aware, okay, we become aware of there's other dynamics going on beyond this little 3D nanobite. Okay, and what different scriptures and so forth, maybe talk of angels, to talk of the saints, the ascended masters, the elementals, the fairies, and pretty much saying that there's an invisible world, a whole lot of activity taking place beyond this 3D reality. And as you rise in in spiritual consciousness and awareness, and you go back and you read some of the very ancient writings of our ancestors, they also speak of this, in the book. I gotta remember which one it is right now, but in one of the Gnostic Gospels that have not been included in that. But, for example, Jesus Christ, it talked about that there are energies, that can be removed from people or spiritual energy. So there's a whole plethora of information and other dynamics taking place beyond our 3D world. What's happening now is a lot of that is bleeding in and out. Now, there are some people who've been aware of this, and they're in different timelines, traveling the what they call the Suvaya, and seeing different reality bodies. But for the most part, most people in this three-dimensional world are not privy to that. Now, even in the Bible, in the Torah, okay, and in ancient writings, but most certainly Jesus Christ said, it's like looking through a mirror dimly. That's a quotation in scripture. Looking through the mirror dimly, but later we'll be able to see more clear. That's where we are. And I'm here to tell you that that dimly mirror is getting clearer. And with the clearer, you're like, whoa, whoa, this is a whole nother level of stuff going on. And there are those of us that are being called to say, we need you here too. And I want to mention that yesterday we had a beautiful, beautiful memorial for this beautiful woman. Her name was Beata Molnar. Okay, from Hungary, and we gave a beautiful memorial. Her mother is from Hungary, and we even had our beautiful Reverend Ildigo be able to translate in Hungary for her mother and family, which was amazing. We had Reverend Leva who plays the harp, and it was just because she was a very conscious, high-level light worker. She did a lot of healing. She did that. So she had a big impact on a large section of the community, especially, the I would say the millennial and younger community, in my generation. And one of the things that kind of came in very clearly was very interesting how this old dynamic came in was the fact that I said, she was called to work on another level. This is not just a light workers working here. We're being called to work in many. Now, we work here. We may be working in our dream state. You're like, wow, I feel so tired waking up. Well, you're busy. You just can't bring back the information. But you were on councils. There are people asking us our advice, as well as we retrieving. There's a lot going on. We cannot, because when we come into this physical body, it is extremely restrictive and only has really five little senses. When this is the real reality, and here we are in this little box. But more and more, we're starting to move out of the box and getting to the higher reality. And for example, as Jesus Christ said, the kingdom, the kingdom's not here. Not the king here. He said, my father has many mansions. So what is he talking about? He's talking about, okay, what is the new term is called, what is it? The multiverse. In the Gnostic Gospels, they're talking of the multiverse. This is not new information. It's just where we are in this little clip of the millions and billions of years. Humanity is all over the universe. Okay. It's just, we're just kind of waking up to stuff that has existed. It isn't like they came, it's like we're just waking up to it. So, in saying that, I've always said the higher discernment is so important. Higher discernment is so important because in this world of duality, there is a faction that says, we don't want change. We want things to stay just as they are. We like it just as it is. But there are those that say, no, we are ascending. We're going to transcend the world of duality and war and fear and all of that. And we're moving in that direction. But there's a counterforce that says, no, we're in charge of this duality. We like it the way it is. So there is a spiritual war that's taking place. Absolutely 100%. Nothing new. Nothing new. All the movies and stuff, you always have the same theme. Okay. But now it's like really real for a lot of people. It's dreams, you know, altered states, all kinds of things being happen to people like, oh my God, am I crazy? No, no. The world is crazy. You're good. The world is what's crazy. You're good. You're good. And I always say, my mantra to all light workers, you're not crazy. The world is crazy. You're here to make a difference and to bring the ascension of this planet. That's all our job in the way that only we can do it. That's why you are so important. That is a stress. Hey, I should write the book. Hey, I think I should do the meditation. Do whatever that's coming in because your soul is saying, hello, we need you now. We need you now. Everybody come together. And I remember in an anchoring light, one of the things that said, all light workers take your positions. I remember that. Take your positions now. And if anybody has a self-esteem issue, I'm like, oh, please, do you know how important you are to the planet and beyond? No self-esteem issues over here. That's the great illusion. That's the great counterfeit. Okay. We are all very needed. Now, do we run into obstacles? Of course. So I'm going to tell you today. So today it was kind of really crazy. First, some of you may know Charles, our friend Charles, and he fell, he fractured his hip. So there was a lot of stuff that happened. Yes. And he's okay. He's in the hospital, but he did fracture his hip. So, and I'll go into that a little bit in just a moment. But that same weekend, there was a lot going on where three things happening at the same time, including this beautiful young lady, this beautiful memorial service that took care, for her. But then also we started a Pistis Sophia class at the same time. And also there was the Sunday service. And so just a lot of different things. And everybody has their needs in different groupings. And so one of the things, it could be something extremely stressful. Okay. But I want to talk about, which I always talk about, coming from that neutral higher perspective where you're observing, you're in it, but you're also observing. And that allows you to stay in your centeredness. Now, dealing with humans, I've been doing it for a while. They're emotional beings and they have all this stuff. But guess what? When you stay in your center, you assure everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. And through all the stuff that's going on, the emotions, you stay centered. Guess what happens? Everything turned out perfectly. But when you start getting engaged in the drama and all of that, then you're building up the chaos. Light workers are to be disciplined enough to know I don't engage in that. I observe it. I understand it, but there is a level of detachment on your spiritual journey because that's what keeps you calm. Because there's going to be things that are going to come up that try to rattle your cage. So, case in point, after a very interesting weekend, okay, this morning, get back into the saddle now and try to focus on things with the Cosmic Center because we have so much going on. Very exciting. I have a fire in my kitchen. Yeah, a fire.
Wow.
Now I come out. First of all, when I came in, I saw the wall before I turned into the kitchen, and it was like a golden color. I went, unless I made the Ascension, the golden color on the wall is probably not a good thing. And of course, when I came in, the flame, and it was a pot, the oil, and it was flames up high, and it was up into my microwave, and the soot was like going all over. But I know so much to be calm. I felt myself just go into this space of calm to say what I do. Don't put water on it. No, not water. I was able, the kind of pot I had, fortunately, and the flames were high. It was that, but it was restricted at the moment, and the pot, although it was heading up into the ceiling and into my microwave, I held a handle and the handle was not hot. So I was able to hold it. And then very calmly, I'm looking at the thing go up and down like that. And I went outside and was able to turn it and stop it. I looked at my cabinets, they were all suited up. And I said, oh, I didn't plan on doing this today, but I got to the business of cleaning them up as best I could. So then when people will come in, I would come and would go, oh, okay. It probably needs to be painted anyway. So, but anyway, did that. What I'm trying to say is this. That's just one of many things that come up. So my first response to this whole situation is, thank God, hallelujah. It could have been worse. You take a situation that's challenging because it can always be worse. And sometimes we mitigate karma, sometimes whatever it is, and I don't, say that I understand it all, but I know that as you walk this path of light and say there's some divine directive or laws of the universe or whatever, and something to balance things out, when you come from the higher heart of compassion, unconditional love, there's always a mitigating factor that it doesn't have to be as bad as it could be. That's where we have some choices. And I just say that as we walk this path, because we're going to be challenged. It's coming up. It's been coming up. It's going to be more. It's going to be accelerated in 2024 and hold on in 2025. But even as that is happening, and what I wrote in my last blog, and we know it's in the world, we don't have to go into that. We already know, is that we have the co-creational power to create a uplifting, positive world for ourselves. And when we do, what are we contributing to? The collective. We have to hold the light and the love, the hope and the faith for those who have forgotten, for those that are in the grip of fear, for those that don't know they don't know how to even get there. It's just going as a group and say, that's okay. I'll hold a light because you can't hold it at the moment. And when that person gets a little better or get whatever, here's the light. We're here to support each other. But all of us are going to be challenged this way. And if you know who you are, you stay in the center of higher heart of love and compassion, unconditional love, okay, and stay that. That's what Jesus and the other avatars of light did. They stayed heart centered. They stay heart centered. And the alchemy of, turn the other cheek. It's not saying I'm a sap. It's just saying you are at a resonant power, okay, where God forgive them for they know not what they do. You cannot rattle my chain. I'm hankering to light. That's power. So I say to all light workers, be in your power because the world needs you. The world needs you. So with that, I'm going to say namaste, namaste to our family of light on Facebook Live. If you're on Facebook and you'd like to be part of the Zoom, you are absolutely invited to do so. Simply go on the look way down now. I don't know where it is on our Facebook page, but you'll see the anchoring light transmission meditation and just sign up. And once you sign up, wherever you are around the world, you have access to Zoom, you can participate. With that, I'll say namaste and thank you so much. See you next time.